Hey, what's going on, guys? Here at Galaxy Games with Chris, and today we're doing his first place local deck profile, and it is not Spiral, it is not Trickstar, it is not Pendulum Magicians, it is Zoo. Taking us back to that good old Zoo Winter with that classic Tier 0 stuff. So take it away, man.
Alright, so 3 Whiptail. People know what this stuff does by now. I'm not going to explain anything, but 3 of that, 3 Thoroughblade, and now we have bumped up Ram 2/3. This third one's pretty much replacing your second wrap here, and it's pretty important to draw it and get rid of it with Thoroughblade now. Just like you need to get one of these in the grave ASAP.
Yeah, to be able to cycle your Tiger Mortar and Chalk and 9 plays.
Yeah, and just like the floating and everything, like without any Brobble or Trident, like this has to get there.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it, but I should probably have been playing Foolish Burial or something.
Yeah, and as I found out today in our finals match where we had a draw, that 2000 defense against a deck like Trickstars that already struggles to get over bigger things is actually kind of relevant.
Yeah, I mean, this was its points were super relevant today, and more than just the one game. So like you gotta. This is probably the most important card now. So
okay.
One wrap here. He's not used like very useful, but he does get the ram to the grave. So like that's really the only important thing. Yeah. He's like mega Foolish Burial. Like that's what he does. 3 Ash Blossom, no explanation. And then 3 Ghost Ogre. I decided to not play Droll and Lockbird today. I couldn't really fit it, and there was nothing else I wanted to cut. And I still play the Shuffle Reborn, and the interaction with Shuffle Reborn is if I go second and I use Ghost Ogre on one of my opponent's cards when it comes back around, if I have Shuffle Reborn can bring this back to where it can activate on the field. And then, if you have Tenki or Barrage or any continuous thing, you can shuffle away, get an extra free draw.
Yeah.
If you have another Ghost Ogre in your hand, it's a free banish for the Shuffle Reborn. So that's why I chose to play this and not Droll and Lockbird. And I mean, I would have played Droll and Lock 2, like on top of it, I just couldn't fit it. So I just thought this was more important with those interactions. And then the God card. And then, surprise, motherfucker.
Block Dragon.
Yeah, this card is the MVP. He's your new boss monster without Trident or Broadbull. He is king of the deck.
Yeah.
What you do is you banish 3 Earths from your hand or your graveyard. Or I think it says field too. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I'll have to reread them. But
special one from hand or graveyard.
Yeah, hand or graveyard, which is really good. When he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add any rock monsters that up to 3 rock monsters that equal level 8. So you just basically add a copy of himself, so he replaces himself.
Yeah,
which is extremely relevant. And
yeah, and he can't just be destroyed by anything except by battle. So and has a 3,000 booty.
Yeah, and if you pair that with Mrs. Radiant, he gets fucking huge. Like there's one game I played against Robbie, and he just I just sat there with this in defense, and he just literally could not out it, and I just sat there until he ran out of cards, and that's how I won.
It's insane. It's basically a Dragon Lord with this deck.
3 Barrage, no explanation. 3 Tenki, no explanation.
Yeah.
2 Pot of Desires, no explanation. 2 Shuffle Reborn, counteract Ghost Ogre, and just to counteract your opponent's Ghost Ogre and strikes, and to get the most out of your own Ghost Ogre.
Yeah.
And then 2 Forbidden Chalice. I decided to still play this card. You can activate it on your own Block Dragon, make him even bigger than he already gets with the Mrs. Radiant and his own stats. So even if your opponent thinks they're getting over him, sometimes they're just not. And plus, it's just generally good. General effect negation is good both first and second.
Yeah.
I played that over the My Body as a Shield because, although My Body as a Shield's good, no one's really taking out their main deck for Zoo anymore. So.
Yeah, and I mean board wipes. Yeah, people have less of them now.
Yeah, people mainly sideboard wipes and stuff now. So.
Yeah.
One with the Chalice to aid Block Dragon. Raigeki, no explanations. Dark Hole, I decided to main deck the Dark Hole because the Ram floats and Block Dragon can tank your own Dark Holes. Mm-hmm. So it's just valuable removal, and it doesn't affect yourself too much.
Yeah.
1 Book of Moon because Thoroughblade does the piercing, and what this does is it acts as a kind of like a pseudo strike in a way. Now with the way the link mechanics are, a lot of decks, especially Trickstars and even Pendulum Magicians and just random stuff like that make Xyz monsters and stuff up in their extra zone and stuff. A lot of times those cards are used as outs for the problematic cards like Block Dragon, and then you just flip those Xyz monsters down or whatever, and then they have a body and defense for your Thoroughblade, and you avoided losing your Block Dragon.
Yeah, so while this can't hit links, they're still very valuable, Xyz or Synchros or just other threats that you can deal with this card.
Yeah, I mean, another reason I chose to play too, interaction with Trickstar, where I could flip down a Candina so it wouldn't, it would stop me from losing the entire game on the FTK. Yeah. So by just flipping down a Lycoris or something. Then the one soul charge is basically an extra copy of Shuffle Reborn. Just counteracts Ghost Ogres and strikes, but it's also better than Shuffle Reborn in a sense that sometimes go from you're behind and you still have enough life, and this card really counts. I think it's the best card in the game right now, and I think most decks should be utilizing it. Yeah, mid to late game it can get you to those potential big boards involving Mrs. Radiant and a couple Xyz. Yeah, and then just 2 strikes and a warning, just generic removal, and then the one Zodiac combo, I don't know what I would cut, but I actually kind of would prefer to play through this card. I had a lot of games where I really needed to get resources back into my extra deck, and I wasn't seeing this with I rarely ever saw Rat Pair either, so it was hard to get this into the grave. So I'd probably just max out on it to just get it in the grave ASAP. Just recycle back resources, draw a card. Yeah, so that's the main deck's 40 cards. I mean, I wouldn't be against playing 41 or 42 if I had to max out on this because I don't want to cut anything else. I'd even go as far as playing 44 if I wanted to play Drone Lockbird, but I try to keep it consistent. Right. All right, extra deck. 3 Trochanine. She's the new boss ass bitch of the extra deck. So even though Hammer Kong is good, it's actually more important to keep your Ram back to constantly float your resources, and 2K defense is actually extremely relevant today. So I stuck with the plan to just keep bringing back Ram. I just forgot Hammer Kong, and that was that. Yeah. 3 Tiger Mortar. Just generically put stuff back under the materials. Just useful recycling. Good card. You gotta max out on it. Only 2 Borbo. I wish I played 3. I couldn't find a third before local started, so I stuck with the 2. I mean, 3 didn't come up too much. I don't even think it did at all, but I would still rather have it just to have as many Zodiac resources in my extra deck as possible. Yeah, it's also one of the deck's most reliable win cons. Yeah, and then 3 Hammer Kong. I'm just trying to max out on all the Zodiac cards I can. So yeah, you think you need 3 of the Hammer Kong? So he's the best starter now. Even though I don't use him to negate the targeting very much, he's still the best card. Sometimes you just need to place a card in between stuff because you can't overlay ones of the same name. Yeah. So sometimes you need a card to put in between. So I mean, use it as fodder for your Tiger. Yeah, he's just. I mean, he's not a waste of space. He doesn't do much in the extra deck, but he's not a waste of space because he still has applications to. With the name changing and stuff. Yeah, the big thing is using him for Tiger Mortar and Trochanine doesn't end up reducing your stat boost on your monsters, which is big for this deck now. Yeah, and then 3 Mrs. Radiant. So the idea with this is even if you have one, if you have another Zodiac card or whatever, just link them both away and make another one, and then this one adds a card back. So you actually plus off of making another one. So you just max out on it. Just try to make as many as you can throughout the course of the game. This card is destroyed by battle or card effect. Oh, it has to be destroyed? Yeah, if you link it away, it doesn't get the effect. Whoops. I thought it worked like me Starboy or whatever. Oh well, I think I cheated once then on accident. Yeah. Would you consider maybe going down to 2 to make space for the 3rd Tiger Mortar? Or not the Tiger Mortar, the Borbo? No, the card I would cut for the 3rd Borbo would be this. I just played this because whenever I was playing test games before it started, there was a lot of times I had 2 Block Dragon on the field, so I just threw the best rank 8 I could in there. Yeah. In hindsight, with the way my sideboard is, I would have rather played Pleiades. Oh yeah. If I would have thought of it. If not, definitely the 3rd Borbo. I think that would just be the extra deck. Would just be 3 of every Zodiac card you can play and 3 Mrs. Radiant. That's just. That would be the extra deck if I had the Borbo. I don't think you need anything else. Yeah. Side deck, 3 Lancia. This card's trash. Don't play it.
Yeah. So, okay, can you explain the reason why it's
So
trash?
I thought like at any time you could activate this card and it would stop banishing during either player's turn, like if you sacked it from the field or your hand, but it actually only works on your opponent's turn. So I was using it to try and stop reincarnation, but it didn't work like that. So this card was actually more useful to me as a 2300 defensive body off of Sanctum than it was for its actual effect.
Yeah.
This card's garbage. Just don't even play it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not worried about evenly matched, you don't really need it.
Yeah, I mean the deck's just like not even worried about it because like even if you just like leave a ram, like you're still gonna float. Black Dragon's extremely hard to get over.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have like no worries about evenly matching this deck. 2 Scythe, just because like if you draw one, it sucks if you have the Sanctum. So just play an extra copy. 1 Moral Talk, 3 Sanctum. And then I played 3 Cosmic Cyclone and 3 My Body as a Shield. I was playing Kaijus, but then someone borrowed my Kaijus to play the Wind Witch Kaiju Luna deck I threw together for him real quick before the event so you could play.
Yeah, would you maybe cut the Lancias and try to make room for some Kaijus, or maybe the full Kaiju ending with a Slumber?
So I'm thinking what I would do is like I would kind of like to main deck these because of Ghost Ogre and stuff. Like I still saw enough Ghost Ogre and board wipes that I would just main deck these. The space is tight. Like I don't really have anything I want to cut from the main deck, but this is something I would want to. So like I would have that space, and then I would have the Lancey space. I'd probably just play 3 Kaijus, a Slumber, and I don't know, maybe.
Just a couple other.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to find a card or find some application to stop Trickstar reincarnation. That's really like, that's the only thing a lot of sideboards are missing is like, there's just nothing you can really side against Trickstar that like stops the win condition. And like, you know, that's what makes the decks good. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd find something just to like at least try and survive a little longer against Trickstar. So
Yeah, because of course you don't always see Ash Blossom, unfortunately.
yeah, so like anything to make like stopping reincarnation more consistent, or just like finding something to do about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were thinking earlier that Chaos Hunter might not be bad, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
it's a big body as well, and I mean, as you found today, just like big bodies or big defenders can actually be pretty useful for you with how much your deck just kind of grinds and floats.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I'd have to think more. Like, nothing's really solid. Like, I put this deck together today because someone from locals asked if it still even worked, and I was like, yeah, I can put something together here and make it work. But you know, ended up splitting for first, and so you know, it didn't do bad, but I still need to put more time into it.
Yeah. Still one of your favorite decks?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun playing it. Like, even if I would have lost every game, I still would have had fun playing the deck.
Right.
So definitely still one of my favorite decks.
All right. Thank you, Chris, for the deck profile. Congratulations on splitting first with yours truly. And be sure to check out his Team Oversight. I'll try to leave a link in the description below to their channel, as I always do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.